At first glance, this package looks incredibly complex. A unique geometric shape, multiple angled folds, hidden locking mechanisms, and a structure that seems almost impossible to recreate without advanced packaging engineering skills. But what if I told you that by the end of this video, you'll be able to build this entire package from scratch? We'll uncover the logic behind every fold, reverse engineer the structure, create the die cut, build a working 3D model, and even produce a physical prototype to prove that the design works. Then, we'll take it a step further by using AI to transform our prototype into realistic product mockups and presentation visuals. I'll be using Prinect Package Designer, but the techniques you'll learn can be applied in almost any packaging design software. The real surprise is that this luxury diamond-inspired package is much easier to create than it looks. Let's break it apart and discover how it was designed. When you first look at this package structure, it may seem quite complicated. All you can see are multiple triangular panels, a closure flap on one side, and a locking tab on the other. At first glance, it looks like a difficult die cut to recreate. However, the key is to look at the structure from a different perspective. Instead of focusing on the triangles, imagine the package as a series of square panels. There's one square here, another here, one on this side, another here. Once these square panels are identified, the rest becomes much easier to understand. The triangular shapes are simply created by fold lines. Each fold starts from a corner of the square and extends toward the center point. From that center point, another fold line continues to the opposite corner. By breaking the structure down into simple square faces and fold lines, what initially looks like a complex package becomes a much more manageable design to analyze and recreate. Now let's look at the top and bottom sections of the package. The good news is that these parts are actually very straightforward. At the top, we have a standard tuck-top closure, which can be selected directly from most packaging design software libraries. There's no need to create it from scratch. The bottom uses a standard snap lock construction, another common packaging style that's readily available in most box libraries. So, when analyzing this package, our main focus is not the top or bottom closures. The real challenge lies in the unique geometric body structure and the folding pattern that creates the premium facade appearance. Now that we've finished analyzing the structure, it's time to start building it. Let's start with the rectangle tool. Create a square measuring 150 by 150 millimeters. Then duplicate it 3 times until you have 4 identical squares. These 4 squares will form the main panels of the package. Now select these inner lines, change the style to creasing. Next, we'll create the fold lines. Each fold line starts from a corner of the square and ends at the center of the opposite edge. Select the line tool. Make sure snapping is enabled, then click on the corner and snap to the center point of the edge. Repeat the same process for all 4 panels. Select all of the newly created fold lines and change their style to a perforating line. In my case, I've customized the perforating style. To modify it, go to Format, then Global Styles. Select Perforating, and adjust the line style to match your preferred settings. Now let's create our first 3D preview. At this stage, we already have the main panels and fold lines in place, which means we have all the faces needed to build the structure. Let's switch back to the design. Next, we need to modify the structure. We'll remove this section on the right side. Then recreate the same shape on the opposite side. This will allow the package to fold and lock correctly when assembled. Next, we'll create the locking tab and the glue flap. Using the trim tool, remove the unnecessary lines to define the final shape. Once that's done, this fold line here is no longer needed as a fold, so change it to a cut line. To create this section, start by drawing a square and adding the fold line using the same method we used earlier. Once the fold line is in place, use the trim tool to remove the extra lines and leave only the final shape needed for the package structure. Change this line to creasing. Now let's create the top flaps using the library. Go to Synergy Components, then Compound Components, and open Tops and Bottoms. From the Regular Tux category, select the style that matches our design. Zoom in, snap the component to the corners, and click OK. The top closure is now complete and ready to use. Now we can clean up the design by deleting these unnecessary lines, as they're no longer needed for the final structure. Now let's create the bottom lock. Go back to the library and select a Snap Lock Bottom. I'll choose this style because it's very close to the structure we need. The only modification required is to mirror it so it matches the orientation of our package. Now let's create the glue flap. Go back to the library and select individual components, flaps, glue flaps. I will select the first one, mirror and add. Change width to 15. Now let's create the lock flap. I need a rectangle shape in the center, so go back to the library and select geometrical shapes. Rectangles. I will choose this centered rectangle. It will snap to the center of the edge. Change width to 15. Now let's round the corners. This is very easy to do. Select the fillet tool. Click on the first edge, then the second edge. Set the radius to 6 mm, and the corner will be rounded automatically. Repeat the same process for the opposite corner. Now we need to create a cut line that aligns perfectly with the locking tab. First, convert the lock into an editable object. Then select the guide tool. Snap to this corner, and create a horizontal guide. Create a second guide at the bottom point here. Next, open the transformation tools and select Break. Click on the line between the two guides. As you can see, the segment between the guides is automatically converted into a cut line, giving us a perfectly aligned result. Delete guides. Now we need to create this final section. Start by placing a vertical guide at the center. Then, create two additional guides, one on each side, at equal distances from the center line. Select the Quick Offset tool and set the offset to 15 mm. Hover over the center guide until the offset preview appears, then click to create a guide on the left. Create another one on the right. We'll also need one horizontal guide at the bottom, so create an offset from this edge as well. Select the Line tool and snap to the guide intersections to draw the shape. Use the Trim tool to remove these two lines. Clean up any remaining extra lines and guides. Finally, round the corners using the same method we used earlier. This section has a height of 15 mm. If we assemble the package now, a gap will appear below the top tuck end because its width is currently set to 12 mm. To eliminate that gap, we need to increase the tuck width so it extends beyond the 15 mm section. Double-click the top tuck component. Change the width from 12 mm to 17 mm, then click Apply and OK. Now that all the structural elements are complete, let's generate another 3D preview. This will allow us to verify the folds and check the overall shape. There's one final detail we need to add, the diamond-shaped window on the front panel. I already prepared this shape in CorelDRAW and exported it as a DXF file. Go to File, choose Import into Current Project, and select the DXF file. Once imported, select all the lines and copy them. Return to the design and paste the shape. To position it accurately, group all the lines, snap the shape to the center of the top edge, then use the Translate tool to move it downward into place. With the shape selected, convert it to a cut line. Now let's generate one final 3D preview. As you can see, everything looks correct and the package structure is complete. Now let's fold the structure. If we generate the fold simulation at this stage, you'll notice that all panels fold incorrectly. That's because the software automatically assumes a fold angle of 90 degrees, which doesn't work for this design. To fix this, delete the existing folds, create new ones, and assign all the required fold lines. Next, we need a starting point for our fold angles. Since the shape is made up of 8 faces, we can divide 360 degrees by 8, which gives us 45 degrees. We'll use this as our initial value. Set all the triangular panel folds to 45 degrees, and the top and bottom flaps at 90 degrees. As you can see, the package still doesn't close perfectly. This is normal. From here, I'll fine-tune the fold angles by testing different values until the structure closes correctly and matches the physical package. Now the structure folds perfectly and the package is fully formed. You can also adjust the fold sequence to control how the package is animated. By rearranging the fold order, you can create a smoother presentation and highlight specific parts of the assembly process exactly the way you want. Now you can export the design as an image for presentation purposes and to use it in AI. The final and most important step is to create a physical prototype. Print the die cut, cut it out, and assemble it by hand. This allows you to verify the structure, check the folds, and make sure everything works as expected. In this example, I printed the design, cut it, and folded it. As you can see, the finished package matches our digital model perfectly. Now let's move to Rework Studio and create realistic mockups and presentation videos for our package. First, I'll use the digital image we exported earlier. With a simple prompt such as diamond-shaped package, change color to red, I'll initialize the mockup generation. In just a few seconds, we get a professional-looking result. Next, I'll use a photo of the physical prototype we assembled. This time, I'll enter a prompt like papercraft package. The AI analyzes the image and generates an enhanced version with a more realistic appearance. To improve it further, I'll open Photography Studio and use a prompt such as, change color to red and add realistic lighting and shadows. This creates a much more polished product presentation. There's still one final adjustment I'd like to make. I'll enter the prompt, remove lines, and enhance lighting. The result is a cleaner, more professional render that looks ready for marketing materials. Now let's take it a step further. We'll move to Model Studio, use the Market Analysis feature, and generate multiple presentation concepts. After reviewing the options, I'll select the image that best fits the product. Finally, I'll use that image to create a promotional video. And that's the complete workflow, from analyzing the package, creating the die cut, building the 3D model, producing a physical prototype, and using AI to generate realistic mockups and presentation videos for your client.